So that's Super Bowl reaction for Mike and I. If you're looking for a Super Bowl analysis and gameplay, check out the No Look Podcast Wednesday with Tyler and AC Weezy, your boy, Yo Soy. We got a little, let's jump right into store news and dramas throughout the week. Got a lot of different things that happened this week throughout the store.
A lot of Overwatch, and getting our friend Dave to get an Xbox.
There was some hard negotiating there.
We had a specific set of rules that he had. You want to lay them down for everyone
so
else?
So let's go over. So we have a team of 5 that's playing on Overwatch right now. You got myself, you got you got Tom, you got Johnny, and you got Butt. So we got 5, and of course we're starting. It's a
6-player game.
6-player game, but we have the 5 of us that normally they rank us in with a rando that we play comp with.
Friendo, as Dave would say.
Right. So I've always suspected deep down Dave had some desire to play with us. So considering that Overwatch is probably his favorite game of all time, so it's only natural. So Mike and I, we cornered him the other day. Was it Saturday?
Saturday. Yeah.
It was Saturday. We cornered him and we said, "So Dave, what are you gonna do to play some Overwatch here?" And he gave us the the Xbox is on lockdown at home, and it's his fiance's and that's hers, and so we kind of had to get creative. And
technically, I negotiated it with you behind the scenes.
True.
And then we brought it to Dave afterwards.
So we ended up giving Dave an extra system that we have in the system case.
A terabyte Xbox One S.
But the idea is that if we sell the first one, he's got to bring the second one back immediately. There's no no, it's got to come back immediately.
And he's expected on between the hours of 9 and 11.
No, I think I told him 8 to 9.
8 to 9.
Anytime between 8 and 9, we get on. And we play till about 11.
To give him a warning.
And that he needs to be on and ready to play. He's like, he gave me the, yes, sir, I'll be there. Absolutely. So, Dave.
Honestly, I can't wait to play with him because he's far better than you at tank. Far better than you at tank.
Mike.
Diva specifically. Do you even play any other tank than Diva?
Not right yet, no.
But you won't listen to any advice either.
No, because the reality is... Hello?
We'll get back to this Dan roasting afterwards.
I'm kind of live right now.
He probably did this
I have
on
one.
purpose so he doesn't have to defend his awful Overwatch skills.
Tom knows we're live right now, but he's still calling and asking a question about headsets. After that debacle on the Dream Team, we'll get into that fiasco in a little bit. What were you just talking about here a minute ago?
We're talking about you being awful as Diva.
I'm not that bad.
I'm not the only one that had to say it. Tommy was extremely toxic about it.
Tom's extremely toxic about anything when it comes to Overwatch.
Actually, I wouldn't even say he was toxic. He enlightened me that you are the toxic one.
No.
You made some good points that you're a 2-week player and you don't take advice and you're extremely argumentative about it.
Well, let's go over for the
player,
people.
You need to be open to
let's give the people exactly what's going on here. Okay, I just started
exactly going on?
I'm gonna tell you exactly what's going on.
I'll tell them what's exactly going on for my.
I just started playing Overwatch for the first time 2 weeks ago. Okay, I've had to learn a game that, for the most part, people have been playing for years. And I'm learning for the first... I don't know all the ins and outs, all the little strategies, and what rooftops to be sitting on, and what corners to be hiding in the corner. I don't know all of that.
Okay, I'm glad you're acknowledging this, because the other night you weren't.
So, the fact of the matter is, I started out by learning healing. So, I started with Batiste. I started with a little Zenyatta.
Okay. You're giving him the whole story. You also played months ago as Soldier. So this isn't your first rodeo.
Not months ago, years ago. I think like 2 years ago I tried. And
your second rodeo.
It wasn't my second rodeo. The first one was I tried for a day or two and I said, nope, I had enough of this nonsense and got off.
Still a rodeo nonetheless.
Second, after learning those 2 healers, like, okay, now I'm going to learn 2 DPS players. And I learned how to use Bastion, and I learned how to obviously use Soldier, and I know a little bit about Reaper, even though I haven't mastered that yet. You haven't mastered any of them. So the fact that I played those, now I can play as DPS or healer, and now the last couple of days, I've been learning tank with Diva. And you would think...
Can you say that one more time?
What?
You're learning Diva.
I'm learning Diva. You would
So you're
think...
forcing us to play ranked with someone you're learning as, and you're only queuing up as tank. Pretty fucking ridiculous, if I say.
Can I
Comp's
finish?
not the place for learning, Dan. But
Can
you
I
refuse
finish?
to play quick play.
Can I finish?
I guess.
I started playing as Diva, and if you listen to the chat, you would think that every possible way we lost, and every reason that we lost, was associated with me. We weren't even 2 minutes into the match, and Tom was doing the, oh, come on. Like, oh my god. Like, oh my god.
Diva has some big responsibilities.
Jesus. Oh my god. Oh, damn. Oh, Jesus. I've never heard someone be so effing toxic before than Tom playing Overwatch.
If we're going to be playing competitive and you're going to be queuing up as tank, you need to know the responsibilities that you need to be doing.
You even said earlier that Tom is extremely toxic.
He is, but he's not saying things that are incorrect. There's ways to go about it.
All right, what does that mean?
You need to practice Diva before you bring her in.
I do practice as Diva.
You have a couple of aspects to your game that need improvement.
And I don't think first off, I don't think...
Perhaps the way Tom was putting that across was toxic.
And I don't think that we were losing solely because of me.
It's a team thing, but
What's
I'd say
the team? You know, all I hear
there was
about...
a big part.
No, wait a minute.
Part
all
of it.
For 3 years... Now, understand this. How long has Overwatch been out? 4 years?
2016, I think.
Okay, so let's say 4 years. 3.5. Let's say 3.5. Okay, 3.5 years. Tom, Mike, Johnny, Butt, who no one's ever met before, but we only talked to on Xbox Live, and Dave. I'm around people that play Overwatch all the time.
That's
And
a
you
long
would
break.
think... You would think listening to these 5, they're the greatest players since sliced bread. Greatest players ever to play Overwatch before. Great. John, we got 5 Smurf accounts, and we got 8 miscellaneous accounts, and we have 4 over here.
I can't speak about
and
what
3
they
over
do.
there. And then Tommy talking about how he's a diamond all the time, and Mike saying he's the greatest player ever to live. And then you got Dave who sits here and throws out strategy that he's the best player to ever play. Put all these people together. I've never seen so many games lost. Okay, but that many people
Because
that said
you're
they're
doing
so
us
good.
dirty.
But you would say
We're trying to carry you along with us, but we can't win when
the
we have
problem
someone
is
that's not doing their
the
part.
problem is when you play with
The
5
weight is
people.
too heavy to carry.
When you play with 5 people who have the biggest Overwatch egos I've ever seen, when you lose, they're going to go after the weakest link and the guy who they can easily blame things on, and that's me. And I'm sorry, I will not be the fall guy because you guys are losing in Overwatch because I'm learning how to play. I don't think so.
Perhaps you bit off more than you can chew then by playing comp with the boys.
Then you got
You
Tom.
made us appear that you were ready, but
Then you got Tom sitting there. Oh my God, Dan, you don't know how to heal. You're awful at healing. Gold medal, gold. But the best part is you don't hear anything when Tom gets to silver.
You got gold
He doesn't
one
say a
time,
word.
Dan.
He quit, and that's another thing I
you
realized.
got gold one
No, I got
time.
gold a bunch of times. That's another thing I realized. Whenever Butt or Johnny or no one does good, they quick get out of the standing before you can see what's going on.
I've
You
seen
can't you can't judge if you did well or not. So whatever Dan does well, and Johnny, Butt, Mike, or Tom, 4 of them, any of the 4 do bad, we quick get out of the final
I'm
matchup
not
so we
in
can't
control of
see.
that, but I get a card every game. Nearly every game.
I'm starting to learn
Did you
the
not?
politics
Can you
of
even argue
Overwatch
that?
playing in the group.
Do I not get a card nearly every game we play together? And do you not get a card nearly
I
every
never get a card, but I'm always 1 kill off from getting a card. That night we played Diva. The first night without Tom playing Diva, was it Friday night? We didn't play Saturday
I
or
think
Sunday.
so. We were also doing quick play when you were doing
Right, doesn't matter.
It does matter.
When I was
That's where
playing
you
as
belong,
Diva,
with
I was
Diva.
racking up the eliminations left and right. But yeah, when Tom comes in, I'm starting to think we lose because of Tom. And it's toxic behavior.
I'm not going to try to defend that.
Johnny smacked the cheeks in the day before and told Tommy to step up his game, and Tommy was like, doop, 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 doop. When he called
I'm
out
not going to
Tom.
sit here and defile my dream team partner like that. Me and Tommy, when we play Overwatch together, we're absolutely perfect. There's no criticisms of our game. So if we're offering you input, Dan, you better take it.
I will not be the fall guy for
Maybe
Overwatch.
you
Will
and Tom
not.
got your brotherly absurdness going, but if I tell you something, you better take it with open ears, boy.
And it gets heated with Tom and I when we're playing. And Mike's sister, as the middle guy, not saying anything. He knows the
Sometimes I
showdown.
stoke the fires a little bit.
Tom being super toxic.
So if it starts to get out of hand, I have to cool it down a little bit. But then once it cooled down, you get it heated right back up after a little bit.
Because Tom knows how to pour the gas on the fire with his outrageous accusations that, like, Dan, I just can't play with Dan. I don't know why we're playing. I just can't play with Dan anymore. I'm not playing with him anymore. Like, we're losing because of Dan.
Tom spent 5 minutes tearing you apart and then calls you toxic at the end.
And it calls me toxic. I'm the one being toxic at the end. Bullshit.
Point, though, you're not taking advice as a new player. You're not helping the team.
And now tonight we're
getting upset about it at the same time.
And we're throwing poor Dave into the mix here tonight. This could get very, very ugly very quickly.
Dave will know his place.
Will he?
He'll just turn his headset off if it gets too heated. Oh. We'll be like, Dan sucks, doesn't he, Dave? And he's like,
but can Dave take the criticisms? That's the question.
Dave's been trained by the best. Yours truly. You could be the same and also trained by me, but all you do is complain and get upset.
Nope.
You see Dave. He's a loyal and thankful for his Overwatch skills.
So absurd. All I'm going to say is, the 6 of us playing, we're going to have to give it a report card next week when we play. So who are all the positions? If you had to take the 6 of us, who's playing where?
I can play anywhere. I'm probably not good at tank, though. Depends. I'm alright at it. Probably be. You. You are a definite... Not tank either. Heal or DPS, both of us. Say Johnny and Butt are the best tanks, probably. Because you have to be, like, smart to do, like, you have to know what's going on. Even I don't know, like, the true intricacies of, like, some of these games or situations, and then they get upset, like, you should know them. But let's say they're the best at doing those little roles.
Where do you think Dave fits into the mix, being on a team?
He'll fit in wherever there's an open spot. He can play all the roles as well. He's adaptable. I have high hopes for Dave. I think he's.
You know what? I'm not sure I have high hopes for the team because I thought I'd be like, okay, well, I'll have a decent comp ranking.
All I know is if we have 6 people and we lose, there's no excuses at that point. You can say, "Oh, it's that random guy's fault."
Exactly. That's why I can't wait to see where the fire lands. Because it lands someone, and I'm starting to think it's Johnny and Butt. Those 2 walking around here thinking they're so great. If they're so great, that's 50% of the team that should be decent.
Oh, great. Here we go. Is this Tom again?
No. Good afternoon, Insane Games.
Actual phone call. Sometimes we actually have to do work on Monday.
Yes, we do. We have the 1 terabyte for $229.99. And we also have the 500 gig, the original model, for $179.99.
Trying to make the Xbox One sale.
No problem. We're located in the Wilton Mall. Okay, thanks. Bye. Well, Dave might not get a chance if this person comes in and buys an Xbox One.
Coming in?
I don't know. It's always one of those phone calls.
I'll be
right in. And then, no. Oh, that's another one. What was the guy that came in this week?
The classic is when they hang up after saying that. And then they go to call another game store and they call you again by accident.
That's happened a few times.
Do you guys have any Xbox? Yeah, I just talked to you a little bit. We did. Oh, thank you.
Sorry. Didn't mean to. Oh, yeah. We'll be in later. What was the guy that came in this week? You told me about. Guy came in, was looking for something. We had exactly what he was looking for. And he was see you later. And he walked out.
PS3 controllers.
Yeah.
We said we had Sony ones, the new, wireless Sony the ones, and we had new wireless ones.
Guy comes in. Yes, I give it.
Didn't like the price.
You have any PlayStation 3 controllers? We have the Sony wireless, which they don't make anymore, so it's pretty valuable. Then we had the wireless new third party, wired new third party, and also wired used. Like, we had pretty much every option for this guy to select from.
Okay, thank you, bye.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. But back to what I was saying.
Overwatch,
I'm starting to believe that we're not winning because Johnny and Butt aren't as good as I think they are.
And part of it's motivation.
And of course, no one calls him out for it. The easy scapegoat. It's gonna be. I'm gonna give people the report card next week. It's gonna be a classic. Everything's Dan's fault because I'm the newest guy on the team. I will not. I mark my words right now. I will not be a Jeremy.
You are
where
the
things will
Jeremy
get
right
blamed
now.
on me.
You're very close to just being straight up called Jeremy instead of Dan.
I will not be a Jeremy. It's completely unacceptable.
That's why you're trying to get Dave on to try to get the heat off of you, but it's not going to work.
You know, if the roles were reversed and we're playing that's like me playing Call of Duty, whipping out orders. I don't think so. It got a little heated between Dave and I here the other day when he was trying to whip out some commands on me. In Overwatch, I said, Dave.
He's not whipping out commands. He's giving you helpful advice, and you're being toxic like
He
Tom
was-
said.
he was
You're
being toxic.
like Tommy said.
He was being toxic. I've never seen
If
so
you're-
many people become toxic playing one game
You've
before.
got so many Overwatch veterans around you just trying to give you some friendly advice, and you snap at us. Wicked absurd, and then you get
Dave's
upset
not even
about
in the
it.
store 5 seconds. He goes, Dan, oh, Dan. You can't. Like, Dave, stop. I don't need to hear about
He's
it.
very knowledgeable of the game and watches a lot of Overwatch.
I don't care who's knowledgeable or not. I'm learning the game on my own beat. And I will not take criticism
not how Overwatch
from people who
works.
I'm starting to think aren't even that good to begin with.
Say you'll find yourself out of the group very fast if that's how your attitude is.
Fact of the matter is, I expected to be
And
in a
there's
goal.
no lonelier place than Overwatch by yourself.
And I
You can
expected
ask Bud about that.
I play. I was playing with Butt, Johnny, you, and Tom, and I went from a 1900, the gold division, down to the fucking bronze, Mike.
That's not.
'Cause we
gold.
can't
First
seem
of
to
all,
win a
that's
game.
not gold.
What,
2000's gold.
Okay, silver.
You were
Silver
on
down
the
to
brink of
bronze.
gold.
It's ridiculous.
You did drop pretty wildly. I think you played some on your own or something.
I did not
as
play
well.
any on my own.
Because I didn't even drop that far, and I think I played as many games as healer as you.
It's absurd. This group, all these people, I'm gonna start. You know what I'm gonna start doing when people start calling me out? I'm gonna start calling out all the people who talk shit about Overwatch the last 3 years about how good they are, how good they're really not at playing Overwatch.
Dan, anytime you watched
Tom-
me, I hope they were not directing that at me.
I'm directing it in the direction of all the other teams.
Because anytime you've seen me, I'm facilitating.
I've sat and listened to Dave talk about how good he is in Overwatch. We'll see how good he is in Overwatch
I don't
tonight.
do talking. I let my gameplay do the talking.
I sit and listen to Tom.
My cards do the
Tom,
talking.
the greatest player to play Overwatch. He's retired. Reaper Master, has all the skins. The greatest guy to
He
ever
is
play
good with
Overwatch.
Reaper. But then he
I
doesn't.
don't know.
But when he's playing Reaper, he's not playing any of the other positions
And
that he could be playing.
Johnny, who thinks he knows the book of everything, and Bud acts like he's like this, the team leader, the sergeant at arms of the
Well,
the
let's be
Overwatch.
serious. He plays every night from 5 p.m.
Exactly,
to
and
10 p.m.
I expect a lot more out of that than what I'm getting. And then there's you.
What?
Then there's you.
How do you
I'm
describe-
the father of Overwatch. I started playing it before anyone played, and I've done my time. And
And do I not get a card every
you just
game?
mentioned you're not good at tank.
I'm good and better than you.
You should be.
Freaking leaps and bounds better than you at tank.
Everyone's sitting
Maybe
there going,
not. You asked for my ideal team, and I think Johnny and Bud are better tanks than me. I could well play it and get away with it, but I'm not great. I'm not the best at that position.
all I know is everyone sits there going, well, Dan, we're better than you. You all should be better than me. I've been playing for 2 weeks.
So, but you're whipping out a lot of criticism
Not really.
from someone that doesn't quite
I'm
understand
calling people
the
out
game.
for their shit. Just as much as people want to attack me, I'm calling them out for their shit, that they're not as good as
No
everyone
one's
thinks they are.
attacking you. That's the issue, Dan. They're just offering you friendly advice, and you can't handle it because you're toxic.
Tom wasn't attacking me the other night when we played.
And he, like I said,
Answer the question.
I'm not. You have to take it with a grain of salt when he does that.
He was being
He was
toxic,
giving
and you know he was
constructive
being
criticism,
toxic.
but he was being Tom about it. If anyone knows how to deal with Tom, it should be you.
I
You've
don't
been living with him your whole life.
I know how to handle Tom. Tom is very simple to handle when it comes down.
Oh, is he?
When it comes down to that, you just threaten to quit, and it's over with.
I
End
think
of
he'll beat you
story.
to the punch on that one.
He's extremely tough. I've never seen it. We weren't playing for more than 2 minutes, and he was attacking me about playing Diva. It was absurd, if I may say so myself. And I'm not going to take any of it. I'm not listening to
The
it.
truth lies somewhere in the middle with that story.
What's that?
That you need to work on your diva skills, and Tommy probably didn't need to be as much of a bully as he was.
He was
but-
being a bully. An Overwatch bully.
I mean, telling someone they're bad doesn't help them get better.
And the funny thing is, what I'm going through now is I had a girl who works next door come over, and she said, "Oh yeah," and she's a big Overwatch fan. I was actually playing a game, And she goes, "Oh yeah, I just started playing with myself." She goes, "Boy," she goes, "it's really a really hand sweaty game." The exact words she used.
Sweaty.
And I go, "Oh really?" And then she goes, "Yeah." I got on and played with my friends, and because you would think like I lost every match for them. Because I tried telling them I've never played before, and I got to the point where my friends were actually mad at me after we played the game. I'm like, "Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've never seen a game that's so toxic before." And people use that word, toxic.
It's
Everybody.
True. It's true. That's why I stopped playing for a long time. And then you guys all forced me back into it. I'm a less happy and more depressed individual when I have Overwatch in my life. I was trying to cut it out of my life, but you guys want it.
I was talking to Luke Ross from 2v Tuesdays yesterday at the Super Bowl, at a Super Bowl party, and I said...
thanks for the invite, Dan.
And I said, "Boy, you looking to play any Overwatch?" "No, it's too toxic. I can't handle it. No, it's just too the comp matches are just too."
I don't blame them.
I've never seen so many people that have an issue playing Overwatch because of
the only way you can improve is by winning. It's one of the most absurd systems I've ever seen. Because then you have people that are just pieces of shit and like doing the worst possible things possible, and then you have to have your rank drop because of them. And then you try to tell them stuff and they act like you about it.
They don't act like me.
It's very frustrating.
So what you're saying is
clearly identify a problem and then the person's arguing with you.
So what you're saying is I'm stubborn.
I'd say that's a very nice way of putting it.
I like to learn in my own time.
AF.
And Tom's stubborn too. So when you put both of us together, there's a big problem.
I don't know which one of you is worse, honestly. Probably you, actually. At least Tommy will try some food that is different from time to time.
Mike, that's a whole different conversation.
Dan just eats one thing always.
Not really.
The same food every day. It's either Moe's or turkey clubs.
Not really. I eat more than that. We had some of God's nectar the other day at McDonald's.
You can't hate McDonald's.
Speaking of McDonald's, did you see the disaster that happened now that the prices have gone up on the sodas?
That's fucking bullshit. I always get like $1 drink every day, and if they really raised it to near double price, I will not be.
But you said you went to the one at Exit 19.
They might have ripped you off because the one I went to this morning, it was still $1.
No, he told me. Here's what happened. I pulled in. Now, people who are familiar with McDonald's, one of the great things they have are the dollar drinks. Anything's $1.
You can't beat it.
You can't beat it. So I'm used to when I leave here and I take a dollar bill out. So tomorrow morning I always have like a nickel or pennies or dimes in my car, and so I always get $1. I'm like, here we go, that's it. Well, I pull in this morning and he goes, "Oh, okay, $1.49, please." I'm like, I look and I go, so I whip around and he even acknowledged because I'm there every morning. They know who I am, and he even acknowledged, yeah, because wasn't playing a trick on you. They upped the prices last night. I was like, oh. Now I gotta give you 2 quarters on top of the dollar.
I think it might just be one of those infamous Exit 19 deals going on. But we'll see. I'll go buy Exit 18 tonight and I'll get a drink.
I may have to go try it tonight at Exit. I almost thought, because I like the Exit 19 one, but if I have to start going to Exit 18, so be it. Because adding 50 cents is absurd. Now I gotta have 2 quarters on top of my dollar. When I'm not,
the Batista clan stopped going to Fast Track for drinks because they whipped out the same move, but. They're like, they have a scaling system. They have a small cup for $1.19, a medium cup for $1.39, and then the one that's the size of the McDonald's one is like $1.69. McDonald's is literally next door. So I'm just never gonna get soda here again. I'll just go to McDonald's.
But McDonald's has had $1 for years.
Yeah, that's the standard. Fountain drinks aren't that expensive to me. But I won't get into talking about stuff I don't know that much about. It's just water and syrup. Like the cups are probably what costs the most about when you get a fountain drink like that.
I'm looking up if they raise the dollar. It very well could be. Just
I mean, $1 for that much of a beverage is kind of highway robbery, but
it is. But people become associated with that. I'm sorry. I mean, people are now. You know, and it's gonna be even more absurd, quite frankly, if you ask me. If the one McDonald's did and no other one's doing it, maybe they need to raise prices at that McDonald's. I don't know.
Probably no traffic. Are you doing deep research about it?
I'm looking at it right now to see if I got the screw job from the one McDonald's. Right now on the McDonald's website, it's $1 for a large soda.
So maybe you did play a trick on you.
Is it April Fool's?
Speaking of that, fucking April Fools, when I asked you to give me the McChicken the other day, or no, the chicken on a biscuit, you got me a McChicken. That was fucking bullshit.
Come on, she's only 17.
Those guys,
I'm not quite sure what's so funny.
they're yelling at somebody, and then they heard me say chicken biscuit. And,
They look at you at McDonald's every day. You heard what I said.
Either way, that was fucking bullshit.
That McDonald's, and we're not going to name the McDonald's. That McDonald's always gets the orders wrong. It's why they're on the Dan Top 25 hate list. That McDonald's, they're awful with and that's why I don't want to go to the other McDonald's. Okay, the one I like going to Exit 19. I get my soda before going to Northway. I drink a little bit on my way down to work. If I have to start going to Exit 18, I'm going to have to start going to Exit 18. It's absurd.
So be it, like you said.
Exit
19 seems pretty out of the way from where you are, anyway.
Not really. I like going that way. Then I get right on to Exit 19 and I shoot down the Northway.
I feel like Exit 18 would be more so on the way in your morning trip.
It may be, but I don't like going through all the side streets.
Their lines are absurd, too, most of the time.
Exit 18? Yeah, Exit 19 never has a line. And I'm not dealing with lines.
You can always go in.
I can. Actually, I have more... Well, the Exit 19 has more selections in there. You can actually get, like, the soda with lime and soda with lemon. It's actually pretty absurd.
Exit 18?
Exit 19.
Oh, okay.
They got the really nice...
See, they got something else going... They got weird stuff going on at that McDonald's. Doesn't surprise me they're whipping out the upcharge on the beverages.
No, would you say it's out of
Fuck
line?
that McDonald's.
Would you say it's out of line for me to ask them why that increase and no other one?
I would do some more research first, but...
I may leave here.
Things could take a couple days to hammer out.
When we get done here, I may go over to that McDonald's at Exit 15 and do a test run and see if it's $1. Very absurd. The one McDonald's that I go to get my drink, it's now $1. They probably raised it just because of me.
If
No,
that
I see
was
a lot
the
of people-
case, the other one would definitely raise it because of me.
A lot of people get the $1 drink.
Yeah.
A lot of them do. I wouldn't be. It could be a test run. They could be trying just at McDonald's, see the response. But like, if the McDonald's here is running, there's no disclaimer on here. Oh wait, price and participation may
They
vary.
say that on all of them.
So I guess that McDonald's has decided not to do it with $1 anymore. Very absurd.
They'll just be dead to man. But I mean, if you go to like Burger King or like Taco Bell, the drinks are like 2 times the price.
And they take $1.55.
Yeah.
Dollar. I'm like, whatever. They definitely have it beat, even at $1.50. But what I'm complaining about is the fact that I've become so accustomed to $1. I'm not walking around with 2 extra quarters now.
No.
Just not happening. In fact, I may go out getting a soda anymore if that's the case.
Yeah, I'll go to Cumberland Farms. They still got their drinks for $1. I'll get a fucking slushy if I have to.
Cumbies really has them for $1.
Slurpee.
Any size?
That's how it used to be. Unless they also pulled that move. Might be freaking countrywide. The drinks are getting the.
I had
Stop
to.
drinking soda.
What day was it? I had to go to Cumbies on Christmas and get a soda.
Yep. It's the only place that's open.
Well, Fast
Track
Track.
was too. But
Fast Track, but it was Diet Pepsi.
Mm.
It was actually quite the debacle.
They have both.
I went because I get a soda every morning. Now I can go most of the day without drinking a soda. It's just really the morning one. I gotta have the morning one. Like I can have the morning one and not have a soda the rest of the day, and I'm fine. But I gotta have the morning Diet Coke. And now I like the Diet Coke. And it's not even like I can have a can of Diet Coke and it still doesn't do anything. I gotta have the fountain Diet Coke in the morning.
And the ice, all of
It's
it.
just all of it, yeah. So I went
The
to.
caffeine.
So McDonald's was closed on Christmas Day. And it ended up just being a complete fiasco. I'm trying to think of what day it was. It was Christmas Day. So I went over, McDonald's was closed, pulled in the Fast Tracks. I knew they'd be open. Like, okay, I'll get one there. And then I'm leaving. I go Cumbies, man. I pull into Cumbies, and they actually had
You
Diet
got
Coke.
one from both.
I got one from both. And then I had to go pick something up at Stewart's to bring to someone else, but it wasn't that.
Yeah, but I don't think they have fountain drinks there.
But on Thanksgiving, I had the same problem. McDonald's was actually open Thanksgiving. The morning, anyway. The night they closed.
Well,
But either way, not pleased with the McDonald's. If that's the thing, if they're changing
we'll
everything.
give you an update on that.
It's so
We'll
absurd.
get to the bottom of this case.
I accept you're McDonald's founding father.
I do love McDonald's.
You should know all this
They
stuff.
have enough of a wide variety on their menu that you can get something nearly every day. Not good for you. I won't say that.
No.
It's extremely good for you.
So we got let's jump right into customer of the weeks. Customers of the week. I said customer of the weeks. Customers of the week.
Decades.
And it's one of those things where we go live here at 5 o'clock, and I'm starting to think people know we go live at 5. Is you can't time it any better. That the minute we go live, like everyone and their brother is walking around here. Am I wrong?
Not right now.
Not but like when we go, like when we're trying to go live,
That is true.
or we're trying to set up. It's like
the silliest of things.
it's like everyone decides throughout the day that they're going to come in here right now at this very moment while we're trying to set things up to go live. And it's just like, so you go out on a break, right?
Yeah.
It's like 4:45. We're about to go live, and this guy walks in. You saw him at the end of the conversation. He walks in and he goes, talk me up. And people know, if you know me, I'm not much of a talker. I don't mind answering people questions, but I'm not like I'm not a big conversation for 20 minutes with random people in the guy. I don't do that. And so this guy's talking, and then he goes, "You worked at GameStop?" I go, "No, I never worked at." You didn't work at GameStop? No, never worked at GameStop. He's staring at me like, he kind of like a grin on his face, like he thinks I'm lying to him. He goes, "You worked at GameStop?" I go, "I've never worked at GameStop before. Like, I don't know what you think. You think." He goes, "You worked with..." Nope, don't know Steve. Don't know Chris. Don't know Johnny that you keep talking. I don't know any of these people.
It's kind of weird.
And he was like, he give me when you walked in, I almost was like, "Mike, can you tell this guy I've never worked at GameStop before?" Because he doesn't seem to believe me. And then he wants to chat me up about all the other things after he basically accused me of lying to him about working at GameStop. And then he's in here talking, asking the most randomest of questions when we're trying to go live. It's like, they come in at the randomest of times to come in.
Part of your duty as a video game store worker is that you have to answer these questions about technology and such.
It's absurd.
And be open to general conversation about the products.
And then we got... And then the other customers of the week are all the people calling about the Call of Duty tournament. All the people are calling about this Call of Duty tournament, which, by the way, this Saturday, 1 p.m., Insane Games TV will be streaming the event live. We got teams right out here, 2v2 gunfight, commentating team, the whole works. But the people that are calling, asking the type of specifics, it's ridiculous. I had a guy call me earlier in the week, last week, and he goes, "What type of TV?" "Insignia." "Well, what's the frame rate?" 60 hertz. Like, I know the most random question. 60 hertz. 32 inch. They're all the same size. He goes, "I'm okay." Now, what is the millisecond? Look, buddy. Okay, I don't know the millisecond. You're really not going to play in a Call of Duty tournament because the TV has a different millisecond.
Most people, I say, can stay home.
And then whatever it is that you play at home. Come on. Milliseconds? He really said milliseconds. I go, I know my response to him was, "Seriously?" That's right. "Seriously?" He goes, "Well, yeah." Like, and I go, "I have no idea," is what I said. After I just answered all his other questions. Like, so absurd.
They are the neediest community, this tournament community, but we do appreciate all the people coming and playing.
I mean, I don't mind people calling and asking
But
about the controllers and the
some of these
headset.
questions.
Then today, I'm eating dinner. I'm eating lunch, whatever you want to call
How's
it.
it going?
Good.
Eating Moe's.
Not bad.
Yeah, a guy dumped about a quarter pound of the hot sauce on it. So I'm in the back sweating it out as I'm eating. The phone rings. A guy answered the first question for the Call of Duty tournament, answered the second, and he just would have kept going, like Mike here. And Mike's fine.
He was a very simple question he asked. Is it hardcore or standard?
And I really don't know the
Dan,
answer to that question.
Really?
I really don't.
Really? As someone that said you're going to start barking out Call of Duty orders to people because you know so much about the
Not
game?
in gunfight.
Okay, it still doesn't really matter. Standard or hardcore. You never play.
I'm a legend when it comes to
never
team
play
deathmatch.
gunfight and hardcore. How's that little piece of knowledge for you?
Continue.
Continue what?
Continue talking
About Call of Duty?
about the people, not about the people calling.
That's all I have to say about it. It's absurd.
Mike was appalled when I gave him the phone to take the phone call. Like,
I just got out of the bathroom, literally zipping up my pants, and he's handing me the phone. Wicked absurd. It's a simple yes or no question. I have to dry my hands real quick.
your hands are
And then he
dry.
hands me a greasy Moe's phone, the Moe's grease all over it.
Mike, I was eating with a fork. How can it be greasy?
You're telling me how you had transferred it. I wasn't watching. Wicked absurd.
Either way, we got a busy week here on Insane Games TV. We got anything up to close out with?
Come see Retro Monday, Metal
We got
Gear.
Mike with Retro Monday up next, finishing Metal Gear
I
Solid.
hope so.
We hope so. It was supposed to be finished last week, boy.
I'm getting real tired of getting time constraints put on my gaming, Dan.
It's the only
I'll
thing that you
take
say.
it. I will take my time with Metal Gear and make sure I get full enjoyment out of it.
So we got
When
Mike
speed
with...
running's over, I'm going to watch the cutscenes and everything.
I like the cutscenes.
Some of them are a little absurd.
But we got Mike with Retro Monday up next here, probably 10, 20 minutes. And then we got AC Weezy closing out tonight with Monday Night Gaming tonight. I'm sure he'll be going over some Super Bowl stuff. I know he doesn't want to talk about the Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers being out, but he's got to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit, I think. And then, of course, we got a busy week throughout the week. We got 2v Tuesdays tomorrow. We got Nerd Glasses, bunch of shows. And, of course, all the shows this week we'll be talking about it. The Call of Duty tournament this Saturday, 1 p.m., right here on Insane Games TV. You can watch streamed live on Facebook Gaming or on our Twitch channel, Insane Games TV _ Busy week here. Try to do a little commentating. You'll be out running the show.
And playing.
And
Hopefully
we got a
doing
lot
better
of
than
teams
last
in the
time.
tournament. A lot of different teams that could be in. I may go in as a wild card. You and Tom as
You
Insane
have too
Games.
many jobs for the tournament, Dan. You need to reel it in.
I'm
You need
gonna
to
be-
reel it in.
I'm
You're
gonna be
supposed to
causing-
be playing. You're supposed to be watching the floor. You're supposed to be commentating now.
I'm going to be causing so much problems at this tournament on Saturday.
You won't be causing any problems, and Tommy will see to that directly.
I don't know about
How's it
that.
going?
But, so that's Behind the Counter this week. You got anything else out for episode 5? Retro Monday's up next, and of course, watch our channel throughout the week. If you missed any of this episode, you can watch the full length of the episode on our YouTube channel, Instant Games TV, and of course, check all of our other social media platforms for all additional content and so on. But this is Behind the Counter, episode 5, Instant Games TV, signing off. Adios.